About 6 months ago, I was scratching my head on why a product like this wasn't on the market yet. And I am very happy to announce that ChefsTemp just released exactly what I was looking for. Not only did they meet my expectations of what I really wanted, they went above and beyond anything I could have ever imagined. So whether you have an offset smoker, gas grill, Kamado, Weber kettle, anything you can really think of, this is more than likely going to be a game changer for your backyard. This is the ChefsTemp ProTemp S1. And what it is it basically turns any smoker or grill into a smart grill. If you know me or my channel, you know I love doing backyard barbecue. There is nothing more relaxing and therapeutic than just running an offset smoker, having the barbecue smoke and smell in the air, and just chilling in a chair with a cold drink. But I found there were two things that, if they were solved, they could actually make the therapeutic, enjoyable experience of backyard barbecue just that much better. When you're running an offset smoker, you're going to have wood, and then you're basically going off of the temperature gauges that are on your smoker. So the two issues I found is, one, the temperature gauges that you can put on a smoker, sometimes they do not reflect the actual temperature at grate level. In my circumstance, I found mine were off by almost 75 degrees, which kind of left me puzzled. I'm like, why is my ribs and brisket cooking so much faster than what it should be? Well, my temperature gauges were off. Second thing is, when it comes to fuel, such as charcoal or wood, there's guesstimates on when you need to replenish your fuel, but that's just that, it's guesstimates. So a lot of times you're setting alarms on your phone, you're checking your offset smoker every 30 to 45 minutes to say, oh, give it another 10 minutes before I need to put another log in. And the idea in my head was, if they could just make a smart thermometer that would just act as a normal thermometer, but it could relay the data of what is at the grate level and then transmit it to your phone or your smartwatch, and you could set an alarm or timer with it. So if your smoker drops below a certain temperature, you'll get a notification on either your phone or your smartwatch saying, hey, it's dropped below this time to put in another log. And now there's no checking. It's just sit back, relax, and just enjoy the process of making good barbecue and then eat. But I found the annoyance was having to get up probably twice as much as I needed to. So it kind of cuts down from the relaxing therapeutic part. So I am so happy to see this come to life. So not only did the ChefsTemp S1 solve those two problems, they came out with multiple accessories that connect to the S1. So even if you had a Weber kettle or a Kamado or any type of charcoal grill, this is also a game changer for that too. I'm actually excited to showcase what's in this video today, so let's get started. All right, so let me unbox this. You're going to get a USB-C. This is the charging cable. And then here is the unit. So you have the charging port right here. So let's go set this up on my smoker. Now I could replace one of these gauges, but I'm going to mount it right in the middle. So on the back, you're going to have a wing nut and a washer. I'm just going to take that off. And we're going to mount this in just like that. Now I'm just going to put the washer and the wing nut back on. And now we're going to mount it to the grill. Up here you have the power button. So now I can pretty much sit back, relax. I'm going to open up the ChefsTemp app right now. And then here is where it's going to display the information of the S1. So right there, 73 degrees popped up. And so I can click on that. And through here, so cool what you can do with this app. You can set a low temperature alarm. You can set a high temperature alarm. Then you can also click the three dots on the top, and this is a game changer to me. You can set the ambient temperature compensation. What that means is if your thermometer temp gauge is off, say by 25, 50 degrees, you can actually adjust this so it will display the correct temperature at the grate level. That's so cool. So again, you can set your low alarm. If my smoker gets below, say 225, I know I have to put more wood in. And so it will send me a notification on my smartwatch or on my phone. And then all I have to do is take a piece of wood, throw it in. The thing with wood is they're not like briquettes. They're not all the same size. Some are going to be bigger. Some are going to have more moisture content. And so it's really anyone's guess to when the exact time it is that you're going to need to put another log on. It will literally notify you when it needs more wood, or it could let you know, hey, the temperatures are a little bit too high, and then you can do other things like close down the damper lid or whatnot to bring the temperatures back down. But basically, in short, this puts the control in your hands. Where ChefsTemp went above and beyond is you can also connect food probes wirelessly to the S1. So say I have a brisket on and a pulled pork on, and I want to know what's the internal temperatures of those. Well, ChefsTemp makes wireless probes that you can buy, and they will hook up to the S1. And you're going to see this fan icon, and that accessory is talking about the ChefsTemp Brezo, which allows you to really dial in very specific temperatures on your grill. And so I'm going to walk you through how that's done. So here is the ChefsTemp Brezo, and this is a fan system that literally will control how much airflow goes on to your charcoal. They have mounting brackets if you have a Kamado style, and then it does have this heat-proof tape if you wanted to mount it to another grill, and then it has USB-C cables to power the unit when in use. So let's set that up on a grill right now. So the grill we're going to be modifying today is the Spitfire 4-in-1. You're going to have a vent down here that's going to allow oxygen in. You're going to have a top vent, that is where the oxygen is going to flow through. And then you have a temp gauge. So we're going to replace this, and then we're going to set up the Brezo down here. And once this is set up, it will be perfect for either low and slow barbecue, or we can even crank up the fan and get some awesome fast cook. So let's get this set up. So first thing I'm going to modify, you have the damper here. I am going to remove the damper. So I'm going to mount the Brezo here, and you'll see this isn't good. So we're going to use some of their applied tape, and we're going to seal that off. We only want the oxygen flow coming from this unit and nowhere else. All right, this is high temp tape, and so that now seals it off. So how this mounts, you have these springs in here, and we just pretty much got to bend these springs, and then it will kind of hold itself in place. Now we're going to remove the stock temp gauge. Right? Now we mount this in. Beautiful. All right. Now looking at the back of the Brezo unit, you have the power button, and then you're going to have two USB-C inputs. All we need to do is plug one in. It doesn't matter which slot. And then once we plug this in, you're going to hear the unit turn on. Now it is pretty cool. They have a front cover that is magnetic. If you wanted to, you could run it wide open for your hot fast cooks, but if you're doing low and slow barbecue, you can close it down as well. So now I'm going to set up this grill for indirect cooking. I'm going to remove the top grate. I'm going to set up the heat deflector. Going to put in a water pan and then the top grate, and that's it. So down at the bottom here, I can put a bunch of unlit coals and then light a few of them, send them to the back, attach that back on, turn on the Brezo unit, and now getting back on the app, I can click on the fan setting. And there's a few ways you can do it. You can either do it, I want a target temperature, and that is going to be the temperature gauge down there. You can set the target temperature to whatever you want. And so say we want 250 degrees. All you have to do that, and right now the fan just kicked on, and if there's charcoal in there, it will then bring the temperature of that charcoal to that 250 degrees and then start regulating the temperatures. That's just wild. Now, the other thing you can do is you can switch it on to time mode. So say if you're like, I just want it to heat up the charcoal and to heat it up quicker, you could run it for a minute and then you could turn it off. The charcoal is going to be piping hot. That is up to you. And this thing is just going to do some awesome low and slow cooks even with a small cooker. So at any point I want to turn off the Brezo, I can just hit the off button and then the fan will turn off. So right now this grill is set up with the Trifecta. You have the S1 reading the ambient temperatures. You have the Brezo, which is controlling the charcoal temperatures. And then you can hook up a probe to it, and that could measure, say if you're doing a pork butt. That's just so awesome. Really bringing smart technology to any grill or smoker. That is really cool. And then lastly, they also came out with a standalone charging dock, which is very cool. You can take your probes, goes in here, and then you just charge it via USB-C, and you can charge up to 4 temperature probes. So what do I think of the ChefsTemp S1? I think this is going to be the next big game changer. Now, the big question, how much does something like this run? They're releasing it for $69.99, and with a discount code of 20 new, you get 20% off on that. I don't know how they're going to keep this thing in stock. The Brezo comes in at $69.99. You can run this S1 by itself, or you can run it with the Brezo, and then the charging dock runs $54.99, and that can charge up to 4 probes. So I will put in the description links to everything here in this video and the discount code. So if you are looking for a Christmas gift idea, ChefsTemp S1. Stay tuned. I am going to be doing some cooks on this thing. Let me know in the comment section what you actually want me to see cook, either on the smoker or on the Spitfire 4-in-1. Can't wait to play around with this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Grill Surgeon out.